And
No comment.
action.
We're going to include that, you know that.
So they say, scene 4764, take 3.
Dink. Imagine for a moment that petrol hits $5 a litre. We're more than halfway there. 270, 280.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
$5 a litre. What's another couple of bucks? I mean, we're copping it already anyway.
Yep.
But imagine it gets $5 a litre. Now, if it does, and we don't know how long this
Will last for.
bizzo over there in the Middle East is going to last for.
Yep.
So if it gets to $5, picture your groceries doubling.
Because all the trucks and transport that deliver every product that you buy also has to buy that overpriced fuel. So you just think, oh, no, it's just that much more in my tank. Yep. But everyone else's tank too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, and a lot of the trucking companies have said that with the price going up as much as that, and it's quite conceivable.
It's doubling, yeah.
If it goes up as much as that, they are not going to be able to pass those costs on.
Absorb them, you mean?
Yeah, but, well, they won't be able to absorb them, and they won't be able to pass those costs on to the supermarkets because they're already under contract.
Yeah, they're already under contract, yeah,
right?
Correct.
So they said, well, we're just going to park up the trucks. It's not worth our while to do it.
Yep. And I don't blame them for doing it, because why should they go bankrupt, try to absorb them, and be under contract to fulfill that and keep bleeding until they end up failing?
Yeah, that's right. Like the builders are. 3 more building companies are going under this week.
But there's already been a few trucking companies that have closed their doors.
Yep.
Because of how cutthroat the pricing
The
already
industry is.
Yep.
And that was before we started going up to this price in fuel. And if we continue further, well, I'm sure there'll be a lot of companies that just stop.
Explain to us what is causing the fluctuation right now, and will we continue to see it rise?
Well, there's a lot going on, isn't there? We see about 20% of the global oil and gas supplies travel through the Strait of Hormuz. And so essentially what's happening there is the transportation networks are under a lot of pressure. So petrol prices have gone up a little bit earlier. It usually takes around 14 days for the oil prices to go up and to see a change at the bowser.
Now let's follow the next step. The trucking companies park up their trucks. Well, I'm not going broke. I'll wait for all this bullshit to be over, and then we'll back on the road.
Yep.
Which means even these double price groceries, how much do you reckon is going to be on the shelves? You remember what happened with toilet paper?
And then through COVID.
How can we forget? Well, there's already people now doing that with petrol, filling up jerry cans, and what they don't realise is they're actually causing the shortage by taking more than what they normally would.
Well, drivers across the country are getting in quick before that expected rise to prices at the petrol stations. Here in Brisbane, we've had a steady stream of cars. There's a line out onto the main road. While in Melbourne at a Costco servo, the tanks actually ran dry as drivers took advantage of the $1.56 per litre on offer. And that price is set to jump to well above $2 a litre.
In reality, a half a dozen jerry cans filled up is bugger all.
But if everybody does it,
you know, if you can fill up a few 100,000 litre tank somewhere in your, in your yard, then okay, I can see there being a problem. But a couple of jerry cans, and how long is that going to last them anyway?
Look, those people that stockpile it, like filled up all their cars, filled up a few jerry cans, okay, I get that. Half the reason why, and I do know a whole heap of people that have done that, half the reason is because they think, well, it's just going to go up in value and I'm just going to be saving money. Yep, you're right. I do think more along the lines of, if a couple of 100,000 of you do that, that's just in our area, like let's say Victoria, a couple 100,000 people will be doing that. Probably more like maybe 500,000 people, because you got businesses doing it to keep their fleet on board. It will it will have an effect on storage because you are actually, in fact, going over and above what the normal litres per sold per week, per month, per day, per hour, whatever it may be. Your general run-of-the-mill is just gone up because of everyone stockpiling it for that inevitable future of a dry run or just even more expensive fuel. So yeah, I do think it will have a disastrous effect on the flow because they've stockpiled it, and they will just use it as per normal, like when they do it. As these prices increase, they'll probably see no one's buying it. All those hundreds of thousands of people that did stockpile it, well, they don't have to buy that expensive fuel anymore because they bought it previously. Now they're tipping it in and using it and rah. So then they'll have an area where they go, shit, people have stopped buying. Well, because they're using their stockpile.
Yeah.
Right?
So surely that should drive prices down a little bit
That's
during that
correct, because they'll go, shit, people aren't buying, so I don't expect it to keep climbing up and up and up the prices. I think it'll go, it'll go down a bit and then go up again.
Well, the impact of the war on the Australian economy, seeing petrol costs spike and fears those price rises are about to spread.
With around 40 cents a litre added onto petrol prices, the freight industry is warning extra costs will inevitably be passed on to consumers. Freight operators say there is about a month's supply of diesel plus some extra in the supply line, saying the situation hasn't yet reached a crisis point. But they say consumers will inevitably face price hikes.
They will see price increases through the supply chain. So you'll probably see that likely to be in the month of April. You'll see an increase to prices at the supermarket and elsewhere as a result of the increase to fuel.
But it depends on how long the conflict over there is going to last. Because if they block the Straits of Hormuz and nothing gets through, then the shortage will continue and increase. Because if the oil doesn't come through, that means that the refineries have got nothing to refine.
Now, why do we have to rely on their fuel and oil? Why?
Because it's cheap.
But
if
why?
we're paying $5 a litre, surely it's not.
But why are
cheaper.
Why are we buying their? Why are we relying and we're buying their oil and fuel?
Because our government has decided to shut down our refineries and our oil exploration.
Thank you, Rubberment. You really have done us a favour there, haven't you? I've watched little docos and videos of billionaires talking about how rich Australian citizens should be.
Could be.
Yep.
Yeah.
And our government sell us out.
Obviously, all governments for a long period of time have been told if you don't have 90 days supply, you don't have enough. We've had the absurdity of previous governments saying, well, we've got access to it, but it's not physically here, it's somewhere else. We have the added absurdity of this government trying to tell us that there was no crisis and it's everyone who went to Bunnings and it's you, the poor bugger, running the small business who, you should have planned for this. No, the government should have planned for this because the government was in a scenario where they were testing exactly this situation. The question for the government is, upon the completion of this exercise, did the government increase and dramatically increase the amount of fuel that we had in Australia in our reserves? I'd be fascinated to know what the answer is.
Any country that has to rely on other countries for things that they could manufacture or produce themselves.
And do manufacture and let them go offshore, yeah.
That's right. They're just asking for trouble. They're just asking for trouble because wars are always going to happen. Things are always going to happen where you've got conflict or this supply is cut off or that supply is cut off or something is happening in another country. You may not be a part of it, but if it affects you. If you can have all your production and manufacturing and everything on your home ground, well, then it doesn't matter what the rest of the world is doing. You're self-sufficient.
Now, just think of this. This is happening on the other side of the world.
That's right.
Okay?
Yep.
Now, fast forward a couple of years, and let's say it kicks off a little bit closer to home. I don't know. China. Let's say it kicks off there. That's only around the corner. And it won't be a shortage. It'll be a complete cut-off. And we got, 25 days worth sitting in our tanks here?
Yeah.
if we're lucky.
And, well, you say that with China in the complete cut-off. Who owns all our power grids?
Well, it's not all China, but it's certainly not us.
But that's all our services.
Yeah, that's
all
right.
our essential services are owned by other countries.
Yes.
Sold them all off.
Ridiculous.
Grubberments. Yeah, you grubs. Yep.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's why they're. I guess if they're looking at the petrol prices and how they are going to continue to go up, or we have a shortage, it's why they're pushing through. Like they've just pushed through, or they're trying to. I think it's actually been, it's actually finalised now that companies must allow people who can work from home to work from home 2 days a week.
Yep. This is just a quick break to let you know about vidIQ. I don't normally recommend stuff on my channel. If you're a small-time YouTuber, you're just starting out, or you're only reasonably new in the game, let me tell you, it'll change how you approach and how you make YouTube videos and get successful with it by getting onto vidIQ. I'll have the link down below. Thumbnails, descriptions. It'll automatically make shorts out of your existing long-form video. It'll optimize them for you. It's a complete toolkit, and not only can you sign up for free, as you grow, you'll subscribe to them and you'll get even more features. And let me tell you, it'll get you from being just an amateur and get you start riding that wave to making $1 on YouTube. I've used them probably now for 6 months, and I wish I would have known about it from the beginning. Get onto it, use the link below, and you'll start growing like I did. I couldn't recommend them highly enough. Have a look at them and give them a go. Did you hear the latest from my mate, the Big Don? Because we're on first name basis, me and my mate Don. Yeah, we are. I invite him over for a drink down here, to the Gunners Club, And
he's talking about Trumpy.
Yeah. Big Don, he's asked for warships to from all the friendly neighbourhood countries, the allies, to help out escorting the tankers through.
Did he ask us?
Yeah, he did.
Okay.
And pretty much everyone said, he hasn't been a very good friend to us lately. Mm-hmm. And so Trump basically said, okay, well, if you're not we'll escort them through, no problem. And we'll charge you a tariff for doing it.
Well, if they don't want to play nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
I think that's absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's costing us to escort them through. So now we're going to charge you back.
Should have said yes.
Exactly.
Should have said yes from the start.
Yeah. You got to admire the man.
I love the way he thinks.
It costs us either way, but at least if they're paying for the escorts, it doesn't go on our petrol prices, where tariffs will go on our petrol prices, won't it?
Yes. Yeah.
So either way we're paying, can't we just escort it so it doesn't affect us?
Yeah. Yep.
Comes out of a different budget then.
It'll end up being cheaper. I mean, the taxpayer always pays at the end. The governments, you guys have got to know this. Governments don't pay for anything.
Yes,
well, they do, but it's not their money. It's our money.
Governments are not a business. They are not in a position to make money. Governments do not make money.
Oh,
what they do is collect money from us, the taxpayers.
Governments make money personally.
Yes.
As a collective, no.
Yeah. That's a whole other video. But anyway, on the same theme.
Yeah.
If the shit does hit the fan, as we discussed, about $5 a litre for petrol, and it's conceivable. I'm not saying it'll be tomorrow, but as a shortage happens, and depending on how long it goes on for, your supermarket shelves start running dry. And you can't afford to drive your kids to school anymore, because who can afford that?
Well, there won't be any teachers there either, because they can't afford to get there themselves.
There you go. Right?
Then we're back to online schooling.
Yeah. What have you done or even thought about? Have you done anything to prepare?
What can you do? What can you do? What are your options? Very minimal. You can't do a lot. I mean, when you say this with transportation, planes.
Oh, yeah.
I have heard that planes have only got a couple of weeks of fuel.
Yep, gas, yep.
So you think about tourism.
The huge knock-on effect.
Yeah. The huge knock-on effect. Most of my thoughts go to this is a bit of a scam, because we do have endless fuel and oil in so many parts of the world, so many countries. It's endless. They've never, ever, ever run dry. For in the history of the man, we have these fear sections where they will say we're running out to warrant the prices going up to take more out of your pocket. We have never ran dry. Trucks have always been on the road. Sure, it's gone down, but then it goes back up, but it's all for a purpose to drive more money out of your pockets. The wells aren't drying up. The fights between governments should not affect our pay packet, but it does, right? But the day you stop seeing planes fly, that's when you start to get worried. Because
No. Isn't that a good thing? Think about it. If the planes can't fly, how many people do we get come in every week?
See, there's a silver lining to every dark
There's
cloud.
always a positive.
well,
You're not looking at this the right way.
yeah. I think they've already got an EV ship running,
An EV, yeah.
running on solar
Maybe.
power.
Look, I don't know about you guys, right? But I've gone down to my local Woolies and bought several cases of baked beans. I'm ready. Right? I'm ready.
But no one's going to
And-
want to live with you if
but hang
all
on,
you eat is
fast
baked
patrol.
beans.
And spam.
Yeah,
Right? Nothing
Yeah.
like a
Oh,
good bit
it's
of spam.
okay because you're not going to live very long with
yeah.
that
Processed
diet.
meat.
Yeah, so if you haven't already started your home garden,
Yeah.
go and get a whole lot of baked beans.
So what are you guys doing to prepare? Let us
Yeah.
know in the comments down below, because shit's getting scary.
No, I'm just going to convert to Amish.
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 Them.
Ah,
Those
oh,
as well.
Live off the land?
Yeah,
I want to see you in one of those head
yeah, I could do
coverings,
that.
you know, and all
Tied
that.
up at the
Yeah.
bottom.
But you realise you got to do everything your husband says, don't you? Everything.
Really?
And
You live a good solitary life. I'll go
Yeah.
Amish.
Maybe I'll find some kind of nudist compound.
nudist compound.
I feel like they would.
You've heard it here first, guys. She's going nude.
Yeah, we want photographic evidence.
No, if you're not in the compound, you don't get to see anything. I'm gonna some hippieville. Anyone have some offers? Is there a spot available? Yeah.
Spot available.
Yeah, I'll find something I can do.
She'll do anything other than take orders from her husband. That's what we heard. That's all we heard.
Give us a like and subscribe. We'll get more of this stuff to you.
See you guys.
See ya.